talk about. But speaking... Oh. Hello, good morning. Welcome along. We're just chatting away there. So great to have you with us. This is Mingle Time. My name is Bruce, one of the pastors here, and so you're with us live. It is Sunday the 22nd of November. No, September even. I'm just so excited about
panic.
things that are happening. You're like, yeah, you missed out on that. So we're going to be chatting with our wonderful friends and guests here on the couch in just a few moments. But let me tell you a couple of things that you always need to know about. Basically, check us out on socials, metrochurch WA, so that you always find out what is happening. You're joining us as a part of that, 34764. Or send us an email. At the end of the service right here in the studio, Pastor Ray will be here to pray for all of those prayer requests. And hey, if you've had answers to prayer, send those through as well, because we would love to celebrate those with you. So you can send those prayer requests right from now all the way through to the end of the service, and that would be our pleasure. But let me introduce you then to our special guest. It is Brenton and Beck Gilchrist. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us. And so we've got this initiative. If people are part of Metro Church family, you would know about this. It's our vision for Red Frogs for the Kimberley specifically. And you are our first base couple up there in Broome. And so you joined us on Friday night just gone. We had a prayer night. Believe it or not, 7:30 through to midnight. How did you guys think you were going to cope with that duration of prayer?
Yeah, look, it's definitely was a first for us. I think we've never really had a prayer meeting for that long, and I was really interested just to see how it would go. But I love the way you guys broke it up, and really, the blocks were really helpful and really broke it down into the different prayer points.
Yes.
But I also just loved that it gave us space just to be silent and to ask God to download to us, what He wants us to pray.
Yes, that's right.
Not just doing all the talking, but listening to Him. So it was wonderful.
I like that actually, because I'm much more Eccles prayer styles. And I do see a lot of the people that are there quiet and they go, oh, that's their style and this is my style. If I do that, I kind of tend to fall asleep. So
I know, I have to
I did fall asleep at one point, yeah.
I think I might have seen you rather relaxed at some point. Yeah. But we've all got different styles, haven't we, of praying. And that's what we love about things like that prayer night as well. So, But so you guys are leading our Red Frogs Kimberley vision up in Broome. So can you, I don't know, in a minute tell us how you ended up at Broome?
I'll start, you can finish. We both lived and worked in Brisbane for most of our adult life, and we decided one day to take a trip around Australia in a school bus that we converted into a motorhome.
Wow.
Really big rig.
Did you start from like it was just a bus and then you did the whole?
Yeah.
Incredible.
So it took us
empty when we got it.
2 years to build it in the car park at City Point Church in Brizzy.
Okay.
Which is where Becca's working.
Yeah.
And then, we set off with the intention of going all the way around and...
doing the bog lap thing?
Yeah,
but you're nowhere near grey nomads, are you? So, I mean...
No, and a lot of people kind of looked at us with raised eyebrows when we told them what we were doing.
Yeah.
Most people at our age are settling down, buying a house, having kids, and we were like, let's build a bus home and travel the country.
Yeah.
So it was very unorthodox. Okay.
Yeah, so I took long service leave and career break leave, and Beck was working remotely, which was handy. Yeah. And we had the full intention of just doing a hot lap and coming home, but things sort of, our plans changed once we got sort of over to WA here, and we eventually made the decision to stay for a couple of weeks.
I'm just thinking about that, like you're driving around, the plan is to drive around the whole country, and God could have spoken to you at any particular point in time if he wanted you to do stuff, but obviously this was the spot because you guys get to Kununurra, which is in the top of Western Australia, and then it just all kind of like flows on from there. I just think that's fascinating as well. He obviously had your captive hearts that you were open to hear from him.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we were building the bus, often my parents would come and help, and they're very amazing, godly people, love the Lord, and so they would often pray for the bus as we're building it. And as we were getting ready to set off for our big trip, we got together and we prayed over the bus that God would use it. And so he really took us up on that offer.
Yeah, sure. More than transport, like it was your home, obviously. But I suppose it took away that pressure of you could just be wherever you are. You've got everything that you need. So there wasn't perhaps the pressure of we've got to get to the next town and we need to book our accommodation, Lord. So you can't make a stop here yet because this is planned.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility, and I think that in the end made the decision to stay a little bit easier, because it wasn't like we had to then fly home, pack up a house, or put things in storage. Like we were kind of had no, ties to anything. So when we decided, I remember feeling like, okay, so I guess we just don't keep moving. Like that's the only thing that changes now.
Yes.
Which is weird. So,
Incredible. So we had just such a great time on a Friday night, and we just really appreciate you guys. So if you don't know Metro Church, we flew these guys down to be a part of our Northern Nights of Prayer. So we've been having these for the last 2 years, and this was the 4th one that we've had. We do 2 of them per year, and it's to really give that whole night of prayer, focusing on the Kimberley region and Broome being the first place. And there are so many other locations that we're looking at and opportunities that perhaps are there. Port Hedland, there is a maritime college that's being set up there, and they've actually asked Red Frogs to go into there and be a part of that from day one. We've had interactions. I've done a trip to Christmas Island. There's opportunities there perhaps as well, and other places also. So there was a lot that we were praying for, and not just Broome. But I thought it might be great if you guys could give us just some of the highlights, because Beck, you sent me an email late last week, and it was like yay long with all the amazing stuff that's been happening just within the recent sort of short period of time. So can you give us a few highlights on what's been happening lately?
Yeah, absolutely. We kicked it off last year actually with the Broome Cup, and so that was a really great event to do to get the exposure out into the community.
This is the big horse race, isn't it?
Yeah, the races up there. So about 8,000 punters come along. We do hydration. We do.
That's a lot of people, because what's the normal population of Broome then?
Well, it fluctuates. It's about 16,000 during the wet season, which is around November through to March, and then in the dry season it fluctuates upwards of 60,000.
Wow!
So tourists from all over the country come up, especially from the south, escaping the winter. So it was a really interesting mix.
Yeah,
and from there, I think
a lot of people though, 8,000.
It is. Yeah, and surprisingly, quite a few new red frogs. I thought there'd be a very confused look on people's faces, but a lot of people knew us from Leavers Week or festivals that I've been to, or university.
Yes.
So just getting the brand out into the community and getting people understanding of what we are, who we are, why we're there, and linking arms with other organisations who are already doing an amazing job of reaching young people. And through that, Brenton actually got a job as a using youth worker, now program coordinator at the PCYC Youth Centre. So,
and I believe you just went in there to introduce yourself and say hi, what's happening, and now you are pretty much running.
Yeah, they were pretty keen to get us on board, and since we started there, just open doors. Just one of the better organisations in Broome if you want to get around the youth. We're also linked with all the other organisations that look after youth in different ways. So just being there and being able to network and meet everybody that's involved, and slowly we're identifying people who work for other organisations that go to church. So that's been an awesome thing, because sometimes you just don't know.
No.
And to be able to partner with them, is awesome, and just have sort of people that you can sort of identify and work with in that space.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys are really being able to build some extra connections with other Christians who are also doing stuff there. And I know for a lot of people, they can feel like they're the only ones and there's no one else that's doing stuff for the kingdom. And I think there's huge power, isn't there, when you realise there are other people that are here. So you get to, encourage one another as brothers and sisters in Christ, as also you do, the ministry in whatever it looks like.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people see a lot of problems in Broome. I mean, it's an amazing place. There's so much potential, but there's a lot of brokenness. There's a lot of trauma and generational trauma and abuse and addiction. And so I think people look, especially Christians, look at that problem and feel like so much compassion, but don't know how to be helpful.
Yeah.
And so I think it's linking arms together, which I love that Red Frogs has that ability.
Yeah.
It's a program, but it's an avenue, it's an on-ramp for people. They come and be involved in an event, which now we have an invitation to pretty much every Shire event that involves youth.
Yes.
That they've given Red Frogs the green light to come along.
And they approached us, Red Frogs. They approached the church, didn't they?
Yeah. So I think the church needs to be the answer, really.
Yes. Yeah.
We need to be part of the solution to people's hurt. And so, it's just about helping people to get on board with something that is tangible and something that is it's somewhat simple. Like you come, you put a red frog shirt on, and you just love people.
Yes.
So we're hoping that just builds some more momentum and brings people out of the woodwork.
It's such the foundation of Jesus' message, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just love people, come alongside them, show you care, and they'll ask why you do this. And I'm part of Red Frogs as well, and so you always have those conversations like, why are you guys doing what you're doing? Well, we want to look after you.
Yeah.
You don't want to Bible bash them, but it's like, well, we just want to look after you. Yeah, but why? And then they often will say, are you Christians?
Yeah.
And we go, well, actually, yes, we are. Oh, right. And then you can sometimes have those conversations as well. But
absolutely,
it's
and
about just being there.
That love, that and I think that's the difference, because there are a lot of amazing government programs and things happening up there.
Yes.
But it's all staff run.
Yeah.
Whereas Red Frogs is volunteers, and that is such a huge difference for people when you can say to them, I'm here on a Friday afternoon as a volunteer because I really care about you and your friends.
Yeah.
That reaches a part of their soul that goes, wow, maybe I'm worth that. Maybe I'm worthwhile.
That's a really powerful point, I think, isn't it? That, yes, we are volunteering not for kudos, but because we love you.
Yeah.
And as you said, it then conveys that message of, oh, then that must mean that you care about me and that I'm a person of worth. Yeah, absolutely, of course.
The kids soak it up too, hey? They're just like so demanding attention and like something more than what they get already, which is, but lots of sporting programs and, they get a feed and they just hang around and do whatever activities, but just when people like sow a bit of time into them and, sit down and just have a yarn with them, like you can just tell they're just like, it's the easiest thing to do because they just want to spend time with you. You know?
And Brenton's great because he's got about 10 boys that he's really sewing into, and just even talking to them about, okay, what are your goals?
Yeah.
What are the things you want to achieve? And they want a new pair of shoes. Okay, well, how are you going to save up money to get those shoes and earn that? And just getting some of those life skills into them.
I was just thinking that phrase came to mind. Those are the life skills questions that perhaps no one's ever asked before. Like, what are your goals? What would you like to do? And like, well, how will you achieve that? Oh, I didn't think about that.
It's cognitive, linear,
sometimes a bit of a barrier.
I
made the mistake of telling a kid that I'd buy him some new shoes if he hit 10 3-point basketball shots in a row.
Okay.
And he got it.
He did
oh, wow. You might not do that too many times.
No, that's it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I mean, it's just so great having you. Hey, Metro Church, this is Mingle Time. We're about to kick underway with our service, but we've got with us in the studio Brenton and Beck Gilchrist, who we flew down from Broome to be a part of our prayer night, Friday night just gone, and we're just finding out some of the things that's been happening up there in Broome, and of course that are going to be happening around the country as well. But hey, you're still with us. This is a normal church service, as normal as it ever gets around Metro, and so we'd love you to be able to reach out to us in prayer. If you need prayer, we'd love to pray for you. So a couple of ways in which you can do that. You can text through your prayer requests through to this number, 0439 134 764, or you can send us an email through to this email address, prayer@metrochurch.org.au, and of course that's on your screen there, as you can see that. And Pastor Ray will be here in the studio at the end of the service to be able to pray for all those needs. And if you've had answers to prayers, then we'd love you to be able to send those through, and we celebrate those with you also. Always make sure you're staying up to date with what's happening in the life of Metro Church. Metro Church WA is where you'll find us all on socials. You can go a bit old school, go to our website, metrochurch.org.au. But we are 1 minute out, and so Beck and Brenton, so great having you with us. Now, I believe you're flying back to Broome this afternoon.
Yeah, we're just lapping up all the cool weather at the moment.
Yes,
We're